It's a show that just had a marvelous weekend of football. Marvelous.
Yeah.
And by the show, we mean me!
Well, I also had a great weekend.
Yeah, you did. It was the Jets, though. Come on.
Well, Trevor Lawrence does a great
What
job.
about, I was about to say, what about the Prince? What about the Prince? Another great
Prince
win.
was good.
Was that
12
good?
wins.
Was that televised or no?
It was. I guarantee it was on as many networks as Pat's Jets, buddy.
Major metropolitan
The-
area, the New York Jets.
Oh, you're taking more shots at Jacksonville to start the show.
No, I would love
God
to play Jackson.
love us.
I would
Let
love
that
to
be
play
in the
Jacksonville
playoffs.
in the playoffs. We start with the Ravens running a rough shot over the Packers. No Lamar, so Harbaugh was forced to remember that he had a generational running back. Derrick Henry had one of the greatest games of his career. 36 carries, 216 yards, 4 touchdowns, all season highs, career high in carries. Okay, 200 or more rushing yards and 4 rushing touchdowns multiple times in a career. Jim Brown and Derrick Henry. Brou, you never really left. You said you would stay until the Ravens were mathematically eliminated. But there's certainly been a little bit of hesitancy to go all in. I haven't seen your toes in months. Are you all the way back?
There was no hesitancy.
Okay.
It was just caution and realism. All right?
Sure.
But you asked, am I back?
Yeah.
Here's how I answer that. The box!
I love it.
The box,
I love
baby.
the box.
All right. Am I back after my Ravens, led by King Henry, went into Lambeau Field of all places?
I love it.
And demanded, Nick, some bratwurst sandwiches with
Smell great.
extra cheese.
Oh.
Wow.
Extra cheese, of course, some chips.
Did we cook them?
No, these are real.
Yeah.
We gonna eat one for each of us after the show.
Yeah.
And, of course, a soda pop.
Brou, flip
Now,
that around so it's on camera better. The box.
After,
There we go.
after
There you go.
I
Perfect.
ate
Flip it
all
around.
of this, and I did eat in Lambeau,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I got the itis. I got tired.
Oh.
I got sleepy because I ate so much. All right. And so I didn't feel comfortable relaxing in my suit and tie, trying to sleep, take a nap.
Yeah, you don't get.
There's nothing better than sleeping and relaxing in than the robe. Now, Wilds, I don't know that I've even worn this all year.
No, we haven't seen
I'm
it.
not sure I've worn the robe
Wow.
all year. It's just been waiting.
Just on the shoulders, there's something cool
Yeah,
about
we're
that
just
too.
waiting.
It's just been waiting all season.
deserved it.
I was waiting for the. Oh, it feels good. It's so comfortable. So anyway, I relaxed in my robe in Lambeau, and Nick,
Yeah.
I am incredibly confident.
You can't be.
Whether it is Lamar, and if you're healthy, Lamar, of course, we want you, or Tyler Huntley, whoever it is, it's all about Derrick Henry. The Ravens just found out Derrick Henry's pretty good.
Well,
Let's give him the football. And I think he is going to have his way in Pittsburgh. We're going to eat some pierogies and all of that. And the Ravens, I think, are playoff bound in an AFC that is wide open. So I'm feeling
why is
real
everything wide
good.
open?
It just means Patrick Mahomes isn't there.
that's all it means.
That's
all it means.
fine.
That-
but
I mean, I get it.
that's all we
that's all it
need.
means.
That's all we need.
'Cause
We
it's-
can beat Josh. We can beat your boy Drake. We can beat Trevor and all the rest of them.
All right, so here is why I'm delighted Ravens Brou is all the way back.
Yes.
I'm somewhat shocked that Ravens Brou is all the way back.
Wow.
Because Derrick Henry's a legendary player. And by the way, I think it has been a little overwrought analysis that the Ravens refused to give Derrick Henry the ball. I know there was one drive last week that he did not get the football. People kept saying, and they even said on the broadcast, he wasn't on the field after 12:50.
12
Well,
minutes.
I mean, a big portion of that, the Ravens offense wasn't on the field. They scored a touchdown at 12:50. Then the Pats got the ball. Derrick Henry's numbers with league ranks since joining the Ravens is not one of a player who struggles to get the football. He leads the NFL in rushing yards. He leads the NFL in yards per game. He leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns. And he is about 15 total rushes behind Saquon. So he's tied for second. So they have always known they can give Derrick Henry the ball. The reason that I am surprised that Brou is all the way back is I think this is fair. Brou, and not I think it's fair, I know it's fair. Because Brou's belief in the Ravens predates Derrick Henry even being on the Ravens.
Sure.
Yes.
And while it is not exclusively about Lamar Jackson, he has been the biggest reason for your belief in the team is that culture of defense plus this transcendent quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't think he's playing again this year. Do you guys? Here is the sour in what should have been just a sweet weekend. In 2021, Lamar Jackson wanted a new contract. He hurt his ankle in week 14. John Harbaugh said he's going to work out before the game in week 15, and, we'll see how it goes. He never played again. In 2022, Lamar Jackson still, and deserved, and they should have given it to him, wanted a new contract. He then hurt his knee December 3rd. John Harbaugh said it's not a season-ending type of thing. He might be back this week, and if not, feel good about next week. He never played again. And in 2025, according to the Baltimore Sun, Lamar Jackson is trying to get a new contract. He hurt his back in week 16. John Harbaugh called it a bruise and then did not play in week 17. And today, Harbaugh left it open. So I just don't know.
Didn't he not travel? He didn't travel years ago. Was that the playoff game? Remember there was a big
that was 2022 was the playoff game, the one Huntley played.
And Lamar was not there.
Lamar wasn't there.
Now, he was in Lambeau, obviously.
He was in Lambeau.
Look, I have no idea what any of that is about. I would say I hope that Lamar plays, obviously. I think they can really beat Pittsburgh without Huntley. Obviously.
Without Lamar.
Without Lamar. Yeah, obviously it'd be tough to get to the Super Bowl without him. But I think they can definitely beat Pittsburgh. Like I said, I'm hoping that's certainly not the case, that Lamar is sitting out because of a contract or anything. And I would just say that would be ridiculous if that were the case. I mean, not that you don't want to get another huge contract, but you're in the midst of a humongous contract right now. It is about winning. And I do believe that Lamar Jackson, if he can play and be, at a, 85, 90%, whatever it would be, then he will play. He should not, even if that were and I don't think that's the case, but he should look at this as an opportunity. Like, again, I know I keep saying wide open. You're right. It is because the Chiefs and Mahomes are gone. They've been the ones that beat everybody in the AFC. And so Lamar Jackson should look at this as, look, we've had a tough year. It hasn't gone great. I've been banged up. I haven't played well at times. But it's brand new now. They have new life. Like, they can beat Pittsburgh. They should beat Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's without Darnell Washington, the big tight end, obviously DK Metcalf, TJ Watt probably won't play. Calvin Austin's out. Like, Pittsburgh is really a mess. And so he should look at this as, we can win this, get into the tournament, and then we got as good a chance as anybody.
To your point about them in the tournament, the Chiefs are out, Joe Burrow and the Bengals are out. And if they were to play the Bills, it would be in Baltimore because the Ravens would have won the division. No, at any point they would play the Bills. It would have to be in Baltimore because the Ravens would be a division champ and the Bills would not be.
And they should know they can beat them. But I'm not,
but they played them very tight week one.
It was a good game.
But I just don't, I guess my level of confidence, I think it is far, far more likely, and I don't know where you fall, that Lamar doesn't play again this year than it is that we get Lamar, like the Lamar Jackson
like a
show
Lamar.
Again this year. And so that, to me, just puts, as great as Derrick Henry is, that puts a very hard ceiling on the Ravens season to me. That despite how great
I'm
they look.
I'm not as sure of you as you that he's not playing again. Like I think he should make every effort and will make every effort to get out there this weekend and certainly for the playoffs.
Just want to touch on it before we talk about the Steelers. It was first things first, Bowl 5. It was your Ravens against your Packers. Did you feel at all a little bit torn about not at all?
Because J-Lo is out too. Now,
Okay.
I like J-Lo, but
Yeah.
he was out, and they just,
and the
without
Packers
Micah,
are locked
it's
into the
tough.
playoffs. Both the
they're
Bruce
already
teams
red.
are going to be in the puncher's chance category if
Yes.
the Ravens get in.
Yeah.
AKA
Which is, by the way, better than one of my teams. And so
the one and done category.
Really, both of your teams.
What do you mean? The Rams?
Tampa
The
Bay.
Rams are in great shape.
He just acted like he
no.
didn't pick the
Oh,
Buccaneers.
he's a Rams and Jacksonville guy.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows it. I mean, with a little bit of flirtation with the Bills. Just a little bit, yeah.
All right, Ravens and Pittsburgh Sunday night, and they're favored, Brou. So the reason it's a win and you're in game is because the Steelers could only muster some field goals against Shador and the Browns. Rodgers throws for 168, no touchdowns, but look on the bright side, he didn't end up on the NFL films reel for the sack record like Brett Favre. You buying that?
Not really, but to me, that's not really the story. The story is the entire reason you signed Aaron Rodgers was to win that game, and he was terrible. And the Steelers season, for all intents and purposes, the Steelers' hopes of, in a wide open AFC, going on a run and doing the Aaron Rodgers is a champion in this league. Mike Tomlin's a champion in this league. What they are, I understand they're trying to break personal droughts or whatever it is, but the goal is to go on a real playoff run. And the chances of that ended Sunday afternoon against the Cleveland Browns because Aaron Rodgers was awful, flatly. And I understand the Browns have some gaudy defensive numbers, and Myles Garrett's a legendary player. The Browns have allowed 26, 31, 31, and 23 in their last 4 games. The Steelers scored 6 points. Shador Sanders was turning the ball over, setting up short fields early in the game. The Steelers could not take advantage. And Aaron Rodgers' insistence on, I don't even know what to call it. Now, if I sound like someone that had a large financial investment in this game, it's because I did. But I had a very close eye on it for a lot of reasons. And Aaron Rodgers on 4th and 1 early in the game, going for a kill shot to Scotty Miller for no reason is asinine. Aaron Rodgers on the final drive of the game, locking on to old bestie Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Super Bowl champion with the Chiefs, but has not been on the Steelers for the entirety of the year, and he threw 3 consecutive passes at him when he's being covered on all 3 by Denzel Ward.
Right. And one for being like on the same wavelength, he like ran the wrong route.
There's a couple of other guys that look open.
You think?
Receivers.
Yeah, and so Rodgers in this game, we can show you the yards per attempt, was about as inefficient on 35-plus throws as any player's been in any game all year. Got Cam Ward on there, old man Flacco, my guy Geno, rookie Dylan Gabriel. The worst, the Caleb game was weird because that's the game they were running all over the place. And then Rodgers in that spot. If they win that game, Brou, they get a bye next week to prepare for a home playoff game and have a real chance. Now they have to win a playoff game to get to the playoffs because you lost to the Browns because Aaron Rodgers in that offense couldn't muster a touchdown the whole game. It's unacceptable.
Well, first let me address the Myles Garrett thing. I do agree with Tomlin. I don't think they did anything differently against him. Remember, when they played him early in the season, he had no sacks too. So he had 2 games against the Steelers, no sacks. He only has 2 other games all year where he has no sacks. They know him well. They play him every year twice. So I thought it was just par for the course. I think Myles Garrett said that because he was upset that he didn't get the sack record. Now, I do think Rodgers was getting rid of the ball quickly. He had said that he didn't want to do the Brett Favre thing with Strahan and be the one to get sacked. And Garrett had said it'd be great to get the record against Aaron Rodgers. So I think Garrett was upset that he didn't get it. He probably felt like Rodgers was getting rid of it quickly to avoid the sack. So I think that's where that came from. Rodgers obviously wasn't good. And you're right. Like, this is the type of game where you're like, we got a guy that's a champion, that's experienced, more experienced than anybody else in the league. He will – this is Cleveland. And as I did go in thinking they had a shot. I don't know that I would have picked them, but I thought they had a shot to win it. But that was surprise. That's a 3-win team. You have to win that game, and they couldn't do it. And as far as him locking in on MVS, he has a history of that. Like some of his favorite receivers, he'll lock in on, especially late in games. And like I said, on the film, some other guys were open, and he just zeroed in on MVS. So it's a terrible loss. I think they have no momentum going into next week. Now, it's not going to be a cakewalk for the Ravens, but if Lamar plays, I mean, even without Lamar, like I said, the Ravens should win this.
KW, I thought there was no chance Pittsburgh loses that game after the Ravens won. I thought the only chance was if Shador was awesome. Right. That I was baking in. But Shador made a couple rookie mistakes. That's fine. He's a rookie. It's not. They scored 13 points.
Right.
I can't
now,
believe.
He didn't have two. Again, no excuse because MVS is a capable receiver. But he didn't have DK Metcalf, to me, is a big part of this story.
Yes.
Like, he has cost
100%.
them probably certainly.
Do you think they win the game without?
I think they win with DK Metcalf.
Go ahead.
I think they win with
No, I think they win with DK, and I think that as shocked as you were that Pittsburgh wasn't, that couldn't pull out the win, Aaron Rodgers was not going to be Brett Favre. I totally agree with Myles Garrett. I'm surprised it didn't hit your radar that was a reason to get rid of the ball early and often.
That contributed to some of his poor play.
But that's unacceptable.
Was so
well, I know, but that is a guy who is like so locked in and on his legacy. He's like, not going to be
the
me.
reason people think of Favre like that is because he went down. Like, he really didn't even get sacked. Like, if you just get sacked naturally, nobody's going to care.
And also, the other thing is this, like, I just think it's ridiculous in a million ways if that was a piece of it. Because the odds are, had Myles Garrett sacked Aaron Rodgers, that actually wouldn't be the record sack because
it would break the record.
It would break the record.
I thought about that, but it's always like breaking the record. But
that's
like, I don't know how,
we think that because that was also those guys' last sack of the year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, if he had another one a week later,
who T.J. Watt sacked?
Nobody knows because he tied it.
Right, but also because Favre went down. Favre gave Strahan that sack.
But
that's the difference.
I feel like I'm going to lose not against you guys, lose my mind on this. That cannot play 1%.
Right.
I'll take the over on 1%.
But what I'm saying is it can't in a game like this.
It should.
I know.
Had the Ravens lost Saturday and the Steelers were locked, right? Because if the Ravens had lost, the Steelers would have been into the playoffs. Yeah. Then I would have been fine with it. If Rodgers was like, man, I'm not getting hit, I'm not doing this. But if the reason he was dinking and dunking the whole game and playing even by his styles of very hesitant quarterbacking, I don't know if hesitant's the right word, but just quick trigger quarterbacking, was because he didn't want the sack record, that's a level of unacceptable I didn't even put my mind to. Your entire job for the Steelers this year was to get them into the playoffs. Yep. You because of the benefit of the AFC North, you were going to get a bye you didn't earn, and instead you're now playing in a playoff game next week.
And if they don't make the playoffs, they made it with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields.
Yeah.
That's a good take. T.J. Watt, Hubs just told me. Sacks Snoop Huntley. So it's one A block. There you go. All right, game of the weekend, if you don't count Drake May dismantling the Jets. Brock Purdy throws for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, 2 Dougies at least. I may have missed one. 1 touchdown for the Bears. 49ers are perfect, Brou, since he took over for Mac Jones. Really kind of like when you see like an Olympic 4x400. Like, here's the baton, run with it. Yep.
Okay.
What was your biggest takeaway from Purdy's performance, Brou? Okay. We can't have 2 of these in one segment.
Wild, say it with me.
What is
Mac who? Ooh, that was my biggest reward. Oh, because last
was
week,
not your takeaway.
Mac would have done the same thing. Could Mac have done this?
Yeah,
Could Mac have
You don't
done
have
this?
This was a good play. The guy played great. You don't need
Mac hasn't done this since junior high. All right? Could he have done this, Wilds?
This was a great play.
This one?
That was fun.
Oh,
Mac,
of
you could do that.
course.
I thought you meant the other one.
Well, of course he could have done this one right here. I mean, this is vintage Mac Jones right here. I mean, avoiding the two defenders. Oh my God! Look at the juke moves, and then
See, I told you.
It's not.
Wilds.
Nope,
They're on the same team, literally.
Brock
So are we, and
even
you wanna turn him against
dances.
me.
He even dances better than Mac.
How dare you.
Mac can't do the Dougie like that. Look at it. He can't
You
do
should
it
have
like
done a
Brock.
side by side of him doing the Dougie.
See,
in the
Mac
Pro
don't
Bowl.
have that type of rhythm. All right, now again, good job, Mac, for your games you were in. But Brock Purdy, here's my takeaways.
Yeah.
He has a short memory, which you need to be a top player, right? Because
He
that
actually had
pick,
6 touchdowns.
The pick six to start the game like that against a team that you know gets takeaways. That was like, man, this could be interesting. He has a short memory to go on and have a great game after that is incredible. He also, Nick, he's a gunslinger. I mean, then yesterday he has been for a while now splitting these tight windows, but he's gonna have a few picks.
Yeah.
Because he really throws it in there, and most of the time he splits it, but sometimes he's gonna have some interceptions because of that. But look, he's playing phenomenal. He's playing probably his best football, and he doesn't have obviously the Avengers as we talked about. Kittle wasn't there yesterday. McCaffrey's there playing great, but the receivers, I mean, Pearsall in and out, Jawan Jennings. So he's playing well, Nick. He's the 6th player since the merger to have back-to-back 5-touchdown games. And since he's been back, his 6 games since he's been back, here are his numbers. They're 6-0, averaging 36 points a game, number 1 in the league. I mean, he's playing well, and
Wilds wanted him to sit the bench for Mac Jones. No, it's just
now will admit
They are
Mac and Mac has extended his career. See, he may go somewhere and get the chance to start next year. But he wouldn't. He wasn't
He's going to
doing
stay
it.
in San Francisco.
You want
and
him
they
to
are
stay?
Friends. Didn't you see?
No,
their
I know
Christmas
they're
shirts?
cool.
They call him Glock Purdy and Mac 10.
Yeah.
They're buddies in the
They're
quarterback
cool.
room. There's a lot.
They're good. I'm
There's a lot.
just, you wanted to split them up and have Mac take his
Let me
job.
tell you what's
Purdy
happened
guy.
here. Let me tell you what's happened here. Because Wilds is not just a pretty face. He sees things coming down the tracks. And he saw coming down the tracks that you were going to correctly attack him over Mac Jones stuff. So Wilds spent the morning searching up mean tweets about Nick Wright.
It's been served to me. The algorithm's like, hey, want to see this diss of Nick Wright?
and wanted to turn this on me about Purdy and the Avengers, correct?
I just wrote, did your Avengers narrative die?
Listen, so here is, I am going to, I don't want to be frustrated, so I am going to do this calmly and kindly. I think the fact that we saw the 8 games from Mac Jones that we saw are evidence that people can take however they want about what the floor for a San Francisco Niners offense is with Kyle Shanahan calling the plays as long as you are a starting caliber quarterback in this league. That does not take away from the fact that the ceiling that Purdy has exhibited the last couple weeks in particular, and back in 2023, or a couple years ago, is a higher ceiling than they got to with Mac, with Jimmy Garoppolo, with Trey Lance, or with any of the guys who we bring up on this show that no one else is on. With that said, I have always said that I am not trying to steal credit from one person at the expense of, and not give it to anyone else. It's that I thought we would give credit to the Niners quarterback instead of rightfully giving credit other places. And in this case, what I will say is, and Purdy was sensational, last night was another example of how unreal Christian McCaffrey has been this year.
Great year.
And if you look at Christian McCaffrey's numbers for the season, I don't know where he's going to fall in the 3, 4, 5 of people's MVP ballots.
Yeah, that's good.
But I feel like
if they get the number 1 seed, he's going to be on.
I feel like listen, we know it's going to be Stafford, May, or May Stafford 1, 2. But then 3, 4, 5 is wide open.
Absolutely.
And Josh Allen might have played himself off ballots.
He's done.
He's certainly
might
done
be
as
in the
far
top
as winning
5,
it. But
yeah.
but there is.
And Garrett hasn't run.
And
remember, he was supposed to demolish.
Garrett's not going to break the. Garrett might not break the record, I should say.
Right.
JSN's slow. Jonathan Taylor's off. Christian McCaffrey's just ability to move the chains, and he had one of the long runs that I know you wanted.
Yeah.
So Purdy was sensational. But Caleb was great, too. We'll talk more about him later. McCaffrey has been the only consistent piece of that Niners team all year. Yeah. And they're a game, aside from Shanahan.
I don't think he's going to get the 1,000, the 2,
He would need like 100.
Yeah, 150 yards receiving or over
less
100.
No, he would need, I think, 110.
110, that's going to be tough to do.
Hard.
But
good news.
top 5.
Eagles win in Buffalo. Only the second time in 18 games a team has done that. They've won 3 in a row and held the high-powered Bills offense to only 12 points. That's good news. Wow, what a game. They also had 16 yards in the second half total. Jalen didn't complete 1 pass.
That's your guy. That's John Madden. Nick Cage is playing John Madden in the movie. Who's going to play Sirianni?
It's just, you know who he's mad at there? Because I thought, Greg, he was talking about Bills talking trash. He's mad at the fans of Buffalo cheering for the Bills.
That's the same thing he was
cheering
mad at.
Against the Eagles.
It's the exact thing he was mad at with the Chiefs fans.
And he's celebrating after 16 yards. Yeah. Did you see the first touchdown? Great. They had a 45. Josh has fumbled the ball. Okay? They scored a touchdown. Teams do it every 10 minutes. The team scores a touchdown. Dusty, do you have that video? Please play it. Look at it. Yeah. Greg, it's 6-0. Well, it's not soccer. It's not like, 1-0 wins it. Look at him. What are we doing?
What do you mean?
And I'm the Eagles guy. This is absurd. Poor Miles was in the other office. I'm just going in, interrupting his day. The team is not good.
The team is not good.
But I believe in them.
No.
Gosh darn it. 16 yards, and thanks for the AFC East, but still, my gosh.
I hear you. I got to admit.
Go ahead. You said you were going to surprise me. I'm sorry.
No, I mean.
What are we doing?
You mentioned the 16 yards in the second half. The Bills had almost twice as many first downs as Philly. Yeah. They had almost twice as many yards as Philly. Philly's up by 2 touchdowns with less than 6 minutes to go, and they are fighting for dear life to win that game and hold on. And the 2-point conversion, dude was wide open. Josh just didn't make the throw. Yeah. So feel good about this. If I'm the Eagles, I don't like it. I love it! I love this! All that mess you were talking, it's a W.
Oh, my God.
They went into Buffalo where you just said it. Nobody, your Patriots did it earlier. No one else has gone in there in the last 2 years.
There's no way you love this. There's no way you can love this.
I'm not about style points. I don't care if they win 3-2. You win. You play. I'm not even trying to channel Herm Edwards. You play to win the game, man. They won.
Oh, my God.
All right? They have beaten the Packers. They have beaten the Rams. They beat up on Nick's Buccaneers. I know everybody wants to act like it's not a big win. They beat the Chiefs. They beat the Lions.
There's several teams not in the playoffs.
They're still good teams. All right. The Eagles, if you want, what's the difference in winning 41-38 versus winning 13-12?
Well, that part I actually.
But if they had won 40-38, you would have been like, oh, this is great.
Yes. Yes,
a win is a win against Josh Allen and the Bills.
Oh, my goodness, Josh Allen and the big bad Bills.
They just beat y'all a couple weeks ago in your building.
We were up 21-0.
Did you win?
No, but Josh went crazy. If Josh goes crazy, Josh on one ankle.
They kept him from going crazy.
No.
You
16 yards. You can't defend 16 yards in the second half.
I get it. You got stuff to work on, but darn it, I feel good about it.
Next week we get 25.
They just did that to the Bills. They can't do that to anybody else. They did it to Jordan Love and the Packers too. Held them to what, 7?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Look, 2 things can be true. You can feel good that you won the game, and you can also not feel good about how you won the game.
Correct.
And that's
You rather learn in a win than a loss.
That's me. When I watch this team, like obviously there's some great takeaways. You look at Vic Fangio and what he's doing with that defense.
Great.
They're playing Super Bowl caliber defense.
Yep.
Then you look at that offense, and it's like, do you have the same mindset of the guys on the defense and the guys that's play calling on the defense? Because I just don't believe that they do. All these weapons, and you can't produce anything offensively in the second half. It's frustrating. And if you're a fan, it's frustrating. If you are a player, I see why A.J. Brown has always spoken up. Because you cannot go into the playoffs, regardless of what you're saying, a win is a win is a win, feeling good about that. You just don't.
It wasn't the same thing last year?
No.
How'd that end?
No, because they could run the ball. What do they do excellent right now offensively?
So Brou, I thought the point you made at the end was a correct one, which is we don't kill teams for game. Oh, perfect example. Bears, Niners last night.
Yep.
Yes.
A offense,
stop
F
anybody.
defense.
Yep.
It's like game of the year.
Right.
When you get A defense, F offense, what's wrong with the team? Which is like in that regard, I agree with you. Like close wins that are offensive powered with bad defense, we don't bang you for. But that's also because we feel like to win a Super Bowl, you are going to have a certain level of offensive output unless you have the 2000 Ravens defense, which is good. Listen, that Philly defense is sensational.
They are.
And they have improved over the course of the year, and they're getting people back, and I give them credit for that. But Kevin Wildes, I want to give you a hug, buddy.
Why?
Because
you don't usually like
no.
this. You're like, Mr. Consistency.
No. Because here's the thing. I truly believe what is it, the fourth wall? I want to break
the fourth wall is looking at the camera and talking to the people.
I want to break the fourth wall.
Okay, we'll talk right down barrel.
Okay, thanks. I don't think Kevin Wildes has ever believed in Nick Sirianni.
How dare you?
I think deep down, Kevin Wildes has always thought what I thought, but he has painted himself into this corner of all I care about is wins, and therefore this guy's John Madden. And he's better than Andy Reid. And the fact that every time we watch him, once a month, he makes a fool of himself and does something that if Wilde's 10-year-old son who bought him a fish hat for Christmas had done at school, you'd be like, grow up. It's fine from Sirianni. And now you can't hide it anymore. Because
it's been bubbling inside
deep down, because here's the other thing. Deep down, you do believe in Jalen Hurts.
These are good takes right now.
And you do.
He is thwarting Jalen Hurts' success.
That's what's happening. Because you do believe in Jalen Hurts, and you do believe he's unfairly maligned.
Yes.
And now you have found the villain, and by the way, welcome.
Not a villain.
Welcome.
But I do believe that Jalen Hurts has consistent 225-yard games in him. He's got great weapons. He's got Saquon Barkley. I don't understand either the mindset.
You don't understand this graphic.
It's that part for me.
The mindset.
Can I just show this graphic, Brou? This is jarring. 3 times this year, they would have had more productive passing halves if they had Jalen spike the ball every play.
Look at the teams.
I mean, that's right, and it's guys with all of them have gone through multiple quarterbacks. And so here is where I land on Philly, Brou, right now. Because if Chicago beats Detroit, and I don't know if they're going to even try, I don't know, then Philly's going to be the 3 seed. Okay. We know that. Philly would be locked in the 3 seed if Chicago beats Detroit. We also know that the 6 seed is going to be one of the 3 NFC West teams. Mm-hmm. Has to be. Seattle, San Francisco, or the Rams. Mm-hmm. I will pick any of those 3 teams going to Philly and win. Any of them. Right now. Because I think that Seattle and the Rams defense can give Philly hell, and I think the Niners offense as it is right now can win a shootout.
Niners are tough.
I
mean, look, I didn't pick Philly to get to the Super Bowl, so I'm not picking them now. I think that is off, though, Nick. And I'm not saying that one of those teams won't beat Philly, but you're not even giving Philly a chance.
I'm not saying I don't give them a chance. I'm just saying I'm not saying I don't give them a chance.
The thing you know is that Hurts steps up in the big moments. This is not new. I get it. It is. The offense has been wildly inconsistent. But they weren't playing good offense when they beat the Rams 33-26. They put 33 on the Rams. I mean, they have shown that they can put points on the board at times. And I think in the biggest moments, I think they have a good I think they have a decent chance of getting out of the NFC.
Okay.
I wish I shared that belief.
Go ahead, KW.
You can.
I believe in Jalen Hurts. I do not believe. I believe he's in a
Just because you don't like Sirianni.
I like Sirianni.
Look,
I'm the Sirianni guy. I'm not like a
not the
Patullo
Sirianni guy.
I'm a Sirianni guy. I believe in him.
Patullo is I think they got conservative in the second half.
You think?
Right, and I don't think they should do that. And I do think the offense has improved yesterday, notwithstanding.
I think they played with the conservative mentality from start to finish.
Oh,
like to start the game, like until that turnover that Josh had, the fumble, and then they got the ball. Then it was like, okay, we're on the plus 45. Let's do something. Well, if you don't have that mentality going into the game with your first 15, something's wrong. And that's what I don't see. I don't see a level of aggressiveness from this offensive play calling scheme to where, to your point, Jalen Hurts feels like, you know what, I like what I'm going into this huddle with. Like, nobody seems...
The offense has been bad all year.
Yeah, and this has been their...
I think it's going to take the offseason to figure out how we do blame by. But that's my concern for Philly. This has been bad all year.
Yes.
And I don't think you can win 3 consecutive playoff games with a bad offense.
All right, on the other side of the ball, the second half Bills do what they always do, come alive late. But this time, not enough. Bills had an extra point blocked earlier, so Buffalo goes for 2, and Josh misses. Okay, do you have an issue with going for 2, Nick?
I understand the argument against it, which is Philly had negative passing yards, so and you're at home, why are you afraid of overtime? I don't have an issue with them doing it for 3 quick reasons. One is, I do think we have to acknowledge that kicking the extra point would not have guaranteed overtime. That kicker's been shaky all year and got 1 blocked. You don't get to just say, I'm taking the point.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there's that piece of it. The second piece of it is, I also think that Sean McDermott understood, like, we'd like to win this game. We don't have to win this game because the division's probably out of reach as is. Our seeding is not. It's the difference between 5, 6, 7. There is a difference. I'd rather be the 5 than any of the others. So I do think that matters to a degree. But I think I don't think he really wanted Josh Allen, however compromised he was, playing another 10 minutes. So I just don't think they liked the idea of going to overtime. Okay. But my biggest answer to this is, fair is fair. Josh needs to hit that throw, and Josh needed to play better in this game. Josh had, in my opinion, 3 really, really bad mistakes, all of which swung points in a game that came down to 1. The first one, I'll be fair, I didn't think it was a fumble. I thought that was a pass. However,
I thought it was a fumble.
What I know is this. Just watch Josh after.
He didn't even react.
And then watch, hold on. No, he reacts. He's yelling at the ref and pointing at the ref, and his 400-pound offensive lineman is running the ball still loose. I think that's bad. I think that he's got to go after the ball. I think the play, and this is kind of a Josh special of, not our Josh, but Josh Allen, you're at the 23. Okay, no, I'm sorry. You're at the 27-yard line. Here?
Yeah, he takes him out.
And you take a 20-yard sack. They would have liked to have 3 points in that spot at the end, and then the missed pass at the end. So I just think the reason I believe in the Bills this year is I think they're going to have, on their side of the bracket, the best quarterback. Yesterday, he was not that. He had some moments, but he was not that. But I don't have the problem with him going for 2, bro.
No, I'm fine with it because, yes, I get it. Philadelphia wasn't moving the ball. To your point, they were being conservative. Maybe they let that go in overtime and open it up a little bit. But also the Bills weren't moving the ball.
Correct.
I mean, they got short fields. That's why they were able to tie or come close to tying the game. And so if I'm the Bills, I'm feeling like we have momentum right now. We probably have a better chance of getting this 2-point conversion than maybe scoring a touchdown in overtime. So, and again, The play worked. Josh just made a bad throw. I agree. Some of those sacks, like if Caleb or Shadur or somebody makes those, Cam Ward, any of the young players, we're killing them. Like, you can't do that in the NFL. And Josh does it once every few games.
Yeah, I'm with you. I thought that the psychology of going for it is we're here, we got the game in our grasp, we got the best player on the field, we got a play call that we like, and we got the best player, like I said, on the field that can execute. They weren't having success moving the ball against that defense all game. They had 3 drives where they had pretty good success.
Right.
The turnover on downs where they didn't get any points, and obviously the one he fumbled, they moved the ball down that one, and a couple other ones, the 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, one involved a hook and lateral.
Correct.
Yeah.
Outside of that, they were not successful moving the ball in this defense. So I thought the mentality was more of, well, we're here, let's seize this moment. Yeah. Let's end this game right now. We got the best player on the field. Our offense, we trust them more than we trust our defense probably, even despite how that offense was playing on Philly's side.
A little Tin Man alert, though.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.